We went to the car. He opened the door for me. I went inside the car. I sat there. The window slowly goes down. And I was like, okay. Starting off with our story, 10 months ago, we met. Well, it was like 6 months before I was supposed to leave this place. And so I was personally very hesitant about like meeting someone. Actually, I was not really into dating like someone. Like I think I like went on 2 dates in this whole 2 years. I don't know. That's
Wow.
Yeah, I was not really interested in dating someone or like very like looking for someone, I'd say. But then I met this special man right here next to me, and it turned out different, and I didn't really like I didn't think that it's gonna turn out like this, and now we're here. This is my 3rd year in the United States, and I'm still here.
So backing up a little bit,
What's the cat doing?
are you reading? This guy's nose planted in like some notes, like, oh yes, Tuesday trash pickup. All right, so I'll get that done. Yeah, so backing up, I was on a few like the dating apps, but I had deleted them because I really want to meet somebody in person. I think it's just so much better to, have that like face-to-face interaction initially, and you really see if like you really like vibe with the person or not. But because of COVID and everything, I like re-downloaded Bumble because like I'll just try to find like, maybe someone to have a relationship with. I was driving back home from my family's house from Thanksgiving weekend, following my aunt, and so I was pretty bored because I'm just following somebody. There's not a lot you have to do. And so I was like, all right, I'm just going to hop on Bumble here and see who's off the side of the interstate. Within 30 miles, I guess. But yeah, saw your profile and I was like, okay, this girl's kind of cute. And I saw that you were like legit about Jesus. And I saw that you were from another country and that you were like traveling and it looked like you were just a lot of fun to be around. And so I was like, all right, let's see where this goes. So I went ahead and like swiped right, and I was surprised because like not only did we match super fast, but it was like 5 minutes later and
We get things done.
That's right. And immediately she's like, hello.
At that exact moment when you were driving through Cookville, I was on my Bumble app too, and I was kind of bored, so I was like, I need some friends here. I really need some friends in this town, and whether that's a guy or a girl, I just need some friends to hang around with. And so I saw Malachi with his...
She was on the dating side though, not the friend side of
I
it.
do. Okay, I admit, I was on the dating side, and so I saw your picture with like, your motorcycle picture with like you sitting there on a motorcycle and looking like a model. I was like, okay, he's cute. But also, like, something that really attracted me was that he was from Cookville. Because, as you know, like, I needed friends in Cookville. So I was like, oh yes, a good-looking man on a motorcycle. And he does something with photography and videography. That's really cool. So I'm just going to swipe to the left. Or to the right?
To the right.
To the right. And I was like, hey, how's it going? You're from Cookville. Or like, no, I said like, finally someone in Cookville.
Finally
someone in Cookville. And so I was like, yes, I can make some friends here. And so then...
I was like, well, about that.
He was like, I am from Nashville, but I just drove through Cookville. And I was like, oh no. Well, I just gotta keep talking to him because he's cute. But yeah, and then
I was finding out about you being an au pair and an international nanny, which sounds like a spy, to be real. Still not convinced you aren't a spy.
It's so funny that you were like, what is that?
There's like many hours unaccounted for that I just don't know. You could be off doing spy things.
And so I was explaining him the whole au pair thing, and he was like super interested in like what it actually means and like what do they do and all that. And so we just kind of started having conversations about like all different kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then
so I was like, hey, what's your phone number? So, I can be a little more responsive here. And she goes,
Yeah,
well, I don't really know you too well, so I'm not going to give you my phone number, but I am going to give you my Instagram, if that works for you.
that's right. And so I did not give him my phone number, but I gave you my Instagram where I share my whole life. Makes a lot of sense.
Shows where I go, what happens.
That's right. Like a month later, I looked at my messages and then it was like, Malachi Sully, and it says, hey, you doing YouTube? And I was like, hey, yes. You do YouTube? I do YouTube too.
You can talk. Just get to know each other a little bit.
You know? And so Malachi also has a YouTube channel, and his YouTube channel is about
Driving my motorcycle around and messing with people, really. I just like pull up and talk to people on the side of the road in their cars, or just do fun stuff with them.
So if you see an orange motorcycle around Nashville, it's him. It's him.
Vlog City, yo.
But yeah, anyway, so we're talking about all kind of YouTube stuff, and we're talking about just all different kind of like, all kind of different things.
But she shut me down again. She was like, no, I don't know you that well, but here's my phone number. And I was like, no, we're going to progress this somehow. I got to see this girl, at least make some face-to-face interaction. So FaceTime and coffee.
I like that. So we decided to have a FaceTime date with coffee. And guess what? I go on this FaceTime call, like, I was like, oh my goodness, I'm going to have a FaceTime call with like a coffee FaceTime date. Like, my first experience, it's so cool. So I prepared my coffee. It seemed to be like a bit like a little business call. I was like sitting there with my coffee, and I was like, hey, where's your coffee? And you're like, I don't have coffee. I have tea. Or like, I don't know if you have.
It was supposed to be earlier, is what it was.
And so you didn't have time
but
to
it was
make the coffee.
it was like 9 or 10 o'clock at night. And so I wasn't even like, coffee wasn't on my mind. I think I'd have like a mug of water in it. Like,
then we just kind of started talking. And then
communication went up at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we had a couple of FaceTime calls because I guess there's a certain amount you gotta go through with Rebekka. And so at this point, I'm like, all right, this girl like has to say yes to a date. Like, she has to. We've gone through the Instagram hurdle. We've gone through the two FaceTime hurdles. Like, this is a lot. If she doesn't,
you gotta work hard.
It's like, if this woman does not like go on a date, then I don't know. Like.
And then he asked me for a date. Finally, I was already like waiting for it, to be honest.
Were you?
I was like, okay, well, I do want to go on a date with him. And so yeah, he asked me on a date. I said yes.
So she gave me the address to, because I was like, where do I pick you up at? And so she gave me her home address, and I knock on the door, and I was already a little nervous, because I'm out in the country. It's kind of like, get off my lawn, you knock on somebody's door too late at night, you might have a gun pointed in your face. And
we do live in the middle of nothing. Like, there's just like one house, grass, one house. Like in Germany, you have like house, and then here it's like you have like so much space.
There's like cows next door.
Right, and chicken, and lambs.
I never saw the lambs.
Okay, no, actually no lambs.
Goats.
Goats. Almost the same.
I didn't see sheep.
But like, he was knocking on the door. I was sitting in my room, and suddenly I heard like Sean coming towards my room. I heard like steps. Sean is like my host dad, and I haven't told them about the date that I'm gonna have. And so he knocked on my door, and he was like, "Hey Becky, there's someone at the door." And I'm like, oops.
And from my side,
what in the world?
I knocked on this door, and this guy opens, who luckily I had seen on our Instagram, so it wasn't just like, I wasn't completely in the dark here. But he opens the door, he's like, hello? And I was just like, if he lives here, wouldn't she have like told him I was going on a date with her? And I was like, I'm here to pick up Rebekka for a date. And he was like, okay. Like, super in the dark about
He
it.
was, like,
so
so
I'm here
confused.
thinking, like, he should know, and he's like, doesn't know.
I told Katie about
Yeah.
it, which is my host mother, that we're gonna go on a date,
Mm-hmm.
but I forgot to tell him because he wasn't at home, or for whatever reason, I didn't tell him.
Oopsie.
Oopsie, I thought he's gonna call me and say, hey, you know, I'm outside, come out, and then we're gonna go on a date and all that. But no, when you date an American guy, you know, he's gonna knock on the door. Or typical, maybe like a Southern guy. If you meet a Southern guy or date a Southern guy, he's gonna knock on the door and present himself and say, hey, my name is Mester Malachi, and I would love to take your host daughter on a date. You know, that's how a gentleman does it. And I was not used to it. I was just like, why is he knocking on my door? And so I don't know if it's like a culture thing, or I guess I was just not used to it. It was very impressive, and I didn't really expect it.
So if there's any guys watching, literally all you have to do to impress girls is knock on the door and open the door for them. Be a gentleman. They like it.
And then
the very first time I see her in person, there's the door, the living room, the hardwood floors, and then out of nowhere, Rebekka just slides in like Jerry Maguire. Just, she's like, hello, how are you?
What's up?
Super animated.
Hey.
Like the slide in, just everything. I was just like, all right, we can make this work. This girl's cool.
And so I was just like, wait 1 second, I'm gonna put my shoes on and I'll be right back. And so I slide back to the side and got my shoes. And then we went to the car. He opened the door for me. I went inside the car. I sat there. The window slowly goes down. And I was like, okay. And so he started driving, and suddenly I was sitting there and he was like sitting there. And so he's like suddenly like leaning on me. I was like, what in the world is he doing? And so he was like trying to like put the window back.
I was like, I'm sorry.
Like,
Try
to like put the window back to the top.
It's a small car too. Like there's not a lot
so
of room.
He was like all day trying to fix his car. And his window just like went down the whole time. And I like for an hour like just fixed my hair, you know, to look pretty. And then suddenly all the wind, all the coldness like blew into my face. And I was like, it's fine. It's all good.
Oops.
It's all good. Like no worries. And I was just trying to like be positive about it. And then
You took it very well.
And so I went to McAllister's. I ordered a salad, of course. Of course.
Of course. Oh, somewhere in Australia, here we go, Cronky.
Of course. And then we started
Okay, well,
talking.
what impressed me about you, honestly, is first of all, it was nice to see that you were like flexible with things. Like Olive Garden didn't work, we're gonna go for pasta, and then we're switching gears and going completely different and doing like deli sandwiches, which is kind of like a different direction. And then whenever we got to order the food, it wasn't like I paid for it and you're like, oh my word, thank you, I was not expecting that, even though it's kind of expected. But like this woman literally pulls out her wallet, opens it up, pulls out her card, and is like trying to pay. And I was like, who? No girl does this, like that I know of. And you were like, what? I'm trying to pay for my food. I was like, it's a date. I took you on a date. I'm gonna, especially the first date, like I'm gonna pay for you.
I didn't want to take it for granted that you would pay. Like that guys pay, you know, all the time. Like, you know, we should take care of ourselves too. And so for me, it's like a give and take, right? And so anyways, then we were having this great date and we had great conversation.
Great conversation. Learn more and more about you, a little bit about Germany and all that. Like whatever salad you got was like so messy.
Oh man, like it's so true. Like I try to get a salad so like I don't have to eat this whole American burger and like just, you know, like how it is. Like you like it's just messy. And so I was like getting the salad, eating with my fork and with my knife, trying to not be messy, trying to like just very like manners, you know. And then like I realized later I had like dressing all over my hair, all over my face, and I was just like,
I was like
"Oh,
constantly giving you napkins.
I'm trying so hard, it still doesn't work." I was like, oh man. Next time I'm just gonna order a burger and eat real food. Not real food, but like more than a salad.
Yeah, so we were talking. I was I guess a little too nervous because I wasn't my normal self. So once again, I was just like, this is like a person from another country. I don't know how to, I just don't know. So I was trying to be my best behavior. I was really trying to be like authentically me, but I was failing miserably because I was like so nervous for some reason, which I never do get that way.
He was very nervous.
And
but he was very sweet.
Well, I think we had a good laugh too, like a really good laugh, because you were like, I'm gonna take you to like the best local ice cream place in all of Cookeville. And so I was like, all right, all of Cookeville, best ice cream spot. Like, I'm excited, I'm ready for it. But then I was like, as we're like pulling out, I'm like, what would be like the funniest thing for a foreigner to think is a local ice cream shop? And so I just turned, I'm like, are we going to Dairy Queen?
And I was like, yes, how did you know that?
Like, eyes were like wide. She's like, are you a mind reader? Like, how do you know? You don't even go to Cookeville.
So I thought that DQ, Dairy Queen, if you have ever heard about it, is like a local shop in Cookeville, Tennessee.
It's everywhere.
I know.
I was laughing so hard because like I'd seen that you've like traveled like more in the U.S. than a lot of people I know.
And
I was
I've
like,
never seen DQ anywhere else.
How did you
in
miss
Cookeville.
that?
I guess I was just focused on other things.
Looking at the beauty around you.
That's right.
Soaking it all in.
That's right.
Well, we went to ice cream and then we took it to a park.
Oh, that's right.
And we talked about like kind of like life goals and stuff, and then like we were with like God and everything.
You were going right into it.
That's
what
right.
What are your life goals? What are your values? How's your relationship with God? Mm-hmm. Like, why are you on this Bumble app?
She legit asked me that like while we were walking around.
I was not a big fan of dating apps, so I just wanted to like know your intentions.
Pure.
So, is that the end?
I think that's the end.
I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed part being of our love story. And if you are an au pair or you live in a different country and you have already met someone, you're welcome to share your story in the comments. And so yeah, that's all from us.
And hey, if you're still watching this, that means you probably like this channel a little bit. So, what we need you to do is go down here. If you like the video, you're here. You are made it to the end. So you might as well hit the subscribe button down here.
Mm-hmm,
it's just like right here. It's red. It's highlighted for you. It's like super big. And you know, if you like Rebekka a lot, if you like helpful videos on how to improve yourself or fun stories like this, hit the bell notification and hit all notifications. So that way, you get updated and see videos.
That's right. See you next week.
Farewell.
And tune in. Make sure you tune in.